Tatu, the shadow in the dark. David had always been a skeptic. Ghosts, demons, curses, he believed they were nothing more than stories meant to entertain or scare children. But that was before he moved into Blackwood Manor. The mansion stood alone at the edge of a dense forest, abandoned for decades. It was the kind of place people whispered about but never dared to enter. David, a historian, had rented it for a month to research its history. The previous owners had mysteriously disappeared in 1924, leaving behind nothing but eerie silence and unanswered questions. His first night was uneventful until he woke up at exactly 3:12 a.m. A soft creaking sound echoed through the hallway outside his room. Assuming it was just the old wood settling, he ignored it. But then came a whisper. David ... His heart pounded. He sat up, staring at the closed door. "Did I imagine that?" he murmured. Silence. The next morning, he shook off the unease and got to work. The mansion's library was full of old journals, letters, and photographs. One journal, belonging to Eleanor Blackwood, caught his attention. "He watches me from the dark corners. His eyes glow when the lights go out. I cannot leave. He will not let me." David frowned. Who was she? Was Eleanor talking about her husband, a stalker, a delusion? That night, the strange noises returned. The whispers grew louder, and shadows seemed to move just beyond his vision. He set up a camera mode in his room, determined to capture proof of what was happening. At exactly 3:12 am, the door creaked open. A shadow slithered as into the room, barely visible. The air grew ice cold. The figure stopped at the foot of his bed. David could feel its presence, even though he couldn't see its face. A low, rasping voice spoke. "You shouldn't be here." David bolted upright, turning on the lamp. The shadow vanished. Instantly. Breathing heavily, he grabbed his camera and checked the footage. His blood ran cold. The video showed him asleep until the door creaked. Then something emerged from the darkness. A tall, featureless figure loomed over him, its shadowy hand reaching for his throat. The moment the light turned on, it disappeared. David knew he couldn't stay another night. He packed his bags, rushed to his car, and drove away without looking back. Days later, curiosity got the best of him. He played the footage again. That's when he noticed something he had missed before. Just before the figure vanished, its glowing eyes stared directly into the camera. And worse. As David sat in his brightly lit apartment, the video glitched, and a whisper echoed from his speakers. "You cannot escape me.